Alright, in this video we're going to look at solving some simple linear equations. We're going to be doing the algebraic technique first. I'm just going to go through a couple of very simple examples using algebra. And then in the next video we're going to learn how to do these on the graphing calculator. This is going to be kind of a short series of videos. There's a lot of stuff out there on solving linear equations. So I'm just going to show all of my work for a couple of simple examples, show you how you can do some simple examples using the calculator, and then you can apply simple examples on the calculator. You can plug in more complex numbers and kind of use the calculator to solve some kind of more complex equations. So let's just get into these examples. I'm going to work two examples and I'm just going to go super slow and show all my work just so that we have a decent foundation. And then we're going to get into some other stuff, some inequalities and stuff like that. So we have 2x minus 8 equals negative 2. And our goal is just to get all of our x's on one side of the equal sign, and then all of our constants, all of our numbers without an x attached to them on the other side. So my first step is going to be to add 8 to both sides of this equation. So that's going to look something like this. And what we get is we have a negative 8 plus 8, so that's going to cancel. Then we have negative 2 plus 8, so that's going to turn into a 6. So what we have left over is 2x equals 6. And then we want to isolate x because we're trying to solve for x here. So if we divide both sides of our equation by 2, we get a cancellation here. 6 divided by 2 is 3, so we get our solution x equals 3. So that is our solution to this first equation here. Just a nice simple example. This next one isn't going to be too bad either. We just kind of want to go about this the same process. We want all of our x's on one side of the equal sign and all of our constants onto the other. So I'm going to show all my work for this one too. I'm going to just subtract x from both sides to start off. Just like that. So we have x minus x, so we get a nice cancellation there. And we have 2x minus x, so what we're left with is just x there. And then we have our minus 8 equals 4 is left over there. And now this is just kind of like the last example. We want to add our 8 over to the other side. So if we add 8 to both sides, we get a cancellation there, 4 plus 8. So x equals 12. So that's the solution to that one. So just a few pretty simple examples. I'm going to go ahead and maybe make up one more quick example, just something a little bit more complicated. And then we'll pretty much be good on linear equations. So let's see, let's put some parentheses here. Let's make this 2 negative. And all of that is equal to x minus 1. So this one shouldn't be too bad either. A rule of thumb with these parentheses is you always want to get rid of your parentheses before you start moving things around. So I'm going to go ahead and distribute this negative 2 into my x and my 3 here so that I can get rid of these parentheses. So we have negative 2 times x equals negative 2x. Negative 2 times positive 3 gives us a negative 6. And then this equals x minus 1. So now we have something kind of similar to our last problem. So we want to get all of our x's onto one side and all of our numbers onto the other. So I'm not going to show my work here, but you can see if I subtract x from both sides here, we get our x here to cancel, and we get a negative 3x over here. So I'm subtracting x from both sides of my equation, and I'm left with negative 3x minus 6 equals negative 1. And then I want to get my 6 over onto this side of the equal sign here, so I'm going to add 6 to both sides. So I'm left with negative 3x equals negative 1 plus 6, since I added 6 to both sides, so that's just going to equal 5, just like that. And last but not least, we want to isolate our x, so we divide everything by 3, or by our negative 3, sorry, since our 3 is negative, we're going to divide everything by negative 3. So x is going to equal negative 5/3. So there's a third example there, and in the following video we're going to solve some of these using the graphing calculator.